Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Rob Thacker. I'm the music director here at St. John's. We're going to sing our gathering hymn for this new month of November. Hymn 349, We Gather Together. Please rise and body your spirit.
So as you may remember, we're doing things in a bit of a different way starting today. So you're going to catch me missing that once in a while, but they are helping me. So now is time for announcements. For most of our announcements, as usual, I encourage you to read what's in your order of service. I do have one spoken announcement, and I know the board would want you to remember that there is a bylaws meeting after the service, after bread and soup lunch. Right? Sound good to everybody? Debbie.
Good morning. This announcement is in the order of service, so be sure to read it. And I'm talking about the community fair. It's 1 week from today, and it's been a while since we've done this. But for those of you who aren't familiar, various groups, committees, teams, social groups, will have a table set up in Curl Pfeiffer to tell you about what their group does. So that would be helpful if you're new, if you're looking for some way to give some time to St. John's. That's another advantage of coming and looking through the tables. And then the people who have tables or who want tables, we're asking you to bring snacks to entice people to your table. Okay, and besides that, we've told Jeff that there will be so many snacks that he doesn't need to worry about any coffee hour snacks, okay? So we're counting on you, and so is Jeff. Anyway, but what we need Nancy Henry or I, it says Nancy in the announcement, we need to know if you're gonna be there and you need a table so that the setup will include everyone who wants to be there. Otherwise, you might be stuck setting up your own table. So, thank you.
And I also just want to remind you, or tell those of you who don't know, in light of the government's choice to end SNAP benefits, at least for now, we do have a minister's discretionary fund. So if you're impacted by food insecurity, reach out to me. We can figure out something to help. If you know some people, I'm going to get some gift cards to help out people that you might know. So reach out to me. And we are starting food collection during the service when we are blessing one another, that part of the service. I'm going to ask the kids and any adults who are interested if they are willing to help collect food that anyone may have brought. We're going to start doing that every Sunday. Today is the first day, so don't worry if you didn't remember. A lot of people have already put their food in. Don't worry about that either. If you have some, we'll collect it. If you've put it in already, great. Now I'm done.
Our chalice lighting today is Love Remains at the Center by Eric Hepburn. We light this flame to remind us love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love remains at the center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love remains.
Good morning. I am Mary Lynn Schuster, and it truly is my joy to welcome you to St. John's, our Unitarian Universalist congregation. Here we are a community of love and courage, companions on the journey of life. You are welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever joys or burdens you carry, you are welcome here. If you're certain or questioning, hopeful or heartbroken, grounded or searching, or all of those all at once. We honor the richness of our community's diversity, racial, cultural, economic, of age and ability, of gender identity and sexual orientation, of belief and doubt. Each of these is a gift that strengthens the whole. There is much happening in the life of our congregation. You can learn more in the order of service, on the screens in the lobby, or in our fellowship hall. For now, please take a moment, silence your cell phones, settle in this space, take a breath, and know that you are welcome.
For this one moment, know only that you are loved, that you are safe and whole and loved. Know that you belong here, here among us, here upon this earth, in your body, however tired or broken your heart may be, whatever fear, disappointment, or anger you carry. For this hour, know that you are not alone. Feel the presence of others surrounding you, breathing beside you and with you, discovering together the way our voices rise and fall, in harmony, in hope. Claim here a resilient freedom, the choice for love, for light, to live with joy and gratitude and praise as a form of resistance. Already we are organizing. Come, let us worship together. I would like to invite the Let Us singers forward.
This song was written during slavery times by Black people who had very difficult lives. They dared to dream of a time when life would be easier.
The Unitarian Universalist Association's shared values statement, passed last year, puts love at the center of the values of equity, generosity, interdependence, justice, pluralism, and transformation.
There
Hope is the one thing that can get us through the darkest of times. As Archbishop Desmond Tutu from South Africa said, hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness.
Malala Yousafzai, who was shot by the Taliban in 2012 at the age of 15 and awarded the Nobel Peace Prize at 17, said, "Let's bring equality, justice, and peace for all. Not just the politicians and the world leaders. We need to contribute. Me, you, it's our duty."
Joseph Campbell, a professor who wrote many books, said, "We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy."
Thank you. You are welcome to read along. Yay. Right? Yes. You are welcome to read along. Here is the affirmation of our church. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands.
Every week, we come together in our service to ground ourselves in the love that connects us. Here at St. John's, we honor our joys and concerns by coming forward to place stones, symbols of all that we carry, into the sand. The sand represents the many and unique parts of our beloved community, woven together with love throughout all the generations we have existed. If you would like a joy or concern to be read, please leave it on the table and it will be read. And for those joining us online, please share your joy or concern in the chat, and we will read those from the pulpit as well. We have placed a final stone for all of those of you who are joining us online and for everyone who's just not able to be present today. And we light the candle to represent all that we carry. We have a gratitude from Monica for CJ Hastings, our AV tech, working to get us up and running. And gratitude for all of the AV team that we again have slides during the service. Jenn shares joy of the honoring of Nina and Howard as tenders of the flame for justice at Ignite Peace's 40th anniversary, inspiring all of us who follow. And a sorrow for all our neighbors going without basic food this weekend because of SNAP. Karen and Adrienne, did I say your name right? Okay, good. Prairie are sad to share that their stepmom, Connie Prairie's mom, Harlan Van Ness, passed on Tuesday, October 28th at age 92. We're sorry for your loss. Sharing my thanks for Monica, Claire, and CJ for their efforts over the past few weeks to bring our cameras back online for the benefit of all. And honored to be a community where we share food and ideas. Carol says, please keep Connie Prairie in your thoughts. Her mother died this week. Emily Hodges and Charles Spencer will be moving into Dupree House Retirement Center on December 3rd, joining several other St. John families who live there. Meg Harmon had knee replacement surgery last week. She's happy to be home and mending well. Someone online who didn't leave their name says, my partner recently suffered a miscarriage. I learned that horrible grief and wondrous joy can exist at the same time. We grieve the loss, but we still have each other. Sorry for your loss. Claire shares a sorrow that ICE apprehended 4 residents at the Willows apartment on Thursday, and a joy at St. John's response. Rev. Jenn and others attended Friday's food distribution there as a show of support. Luckily, ICE did not return. That was a lot today. I invite you to move into a spirit of prayer or meditation with these words by Reverend Naomi King. When the world's violence shatters the joy of a moment, we pause and reach out for hands that remain. We open our hearts with love. When despair rises as a monster from the deep and drags down one of our own, our answer is that we open our hearts with love. When hatred and anger, rage and fire and suffering, we bend to pick up the wounded, to bind up ourselves, and we open our hearts with love. When fear whispers, build more gates, add more locks, the blessed are those who defend themselves. We rock those fears to sleep and let them rest as we open our hearts with love. People will do unspeakably cruel and horrible things. We know this fact. We live and die this daily, all around the world, in every community and every wasteland. But we know the answer is found only with one action, and so we open our hearts with love. Hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone can be healed. This is the truth we affirm. We live with courage and with a wider and wider circle of that force that bends our lives to ones of mercy, justice, and compassion. We open our hearts with love. It's the truth. Just by being born, you are loved. There is something within you and every person that can be loved. In love, we pray for those families, those individuals, all persons here and everywhere who are desperately sure there is not enough love in the world for them to have some. Who are desperately sure that they do not matter. In love with life, in love with the beloved, we turn to answer that desperation with assurance. You are loved. You are lovable. We will and do love you. Now attend to your life's work to love. It's the only legacy that matters. Amen. Any of the children or anyone else who would like to come forward for our story for all ages? I think we might have lost some of the kids. I don't blame them. I support that 100%. So our story today is a story that Jesus once told, adapted just a little bit. You guys remember who Jesus is? No? What about the rest of you? A guide? A good guide. Jesus was a storyteller, a teacher, a rabbi. What did you say? Okay. So Jesus used to tell stories to kind of get points across, right? And we call those parables. And so this is an adaptation of a parable that Jesus once told about the shepherds. Do you remember what shepherds do? They herd sheep. They what? They bark? Oh, that is a fair answer. I meant the human shepherds. They do herd sheep, and German shepherds absolutely bark. That is absolutely right. So this is a story about a shepherd, and this shepherd had 100 sheep. Can you imagine trying to fit 100 sheep in this room? I don't even think there's quite 100 people. I think, yeah, the people would be in trouble if we tried to... On the chairs? Maybe people would hold them if they were lambs. They like this idea. That's fair. So this is a story about a shepherd who was out with sheep. And during this time, they didn't have like pens for sheep or ways to keep them in. They just went out into the fields, into the hills to eat grass and sort of enjoy their day. And then the shepherd would bring them home at night. So the shepherd in our story went out with her 100 sheep, and she took care of them for the day. And as it was getting late and it's getting time to go home, she starts to count. And she gets to 99. Right? Exactly. That's how she felt. So she counts again, hoping maybe she missed something. No, still 99. What should she do here? What do you think what might you do if you were a shepherd?
Like, put them to sleep one by one and, like, count, like,
put them to sleep and then count. So, because you think maybe they've been moving around and that's why you can't get the 100. That is a very wise idea. Any other thoughts?
Maybe also you could just try and make a pen.
Try to make a pen so you know they're all contained. That's another good idea. Well, this shepherd, she decided she took her sheep home and she made sure the 99 were in a safe place, but she left them. And she went out into the hills in the dark looking for that one sheep. One sheep. She had 99 who were fine. She went looking for the one who might be in danger. That's what she decided to do. And the lesson that Jesus was trying to convey is that this idea that we are all connected by love. And sometimes we're the sheep. We're lost in the wilderness. And people who love us will come to us and find us and help us get home. And sometimes we're the shepherd. And it's our call to go find those who are lost and bring them back to safety. So that's what Jesus was trying to get across with this story. Thank you. Okay, now we're doing a new thing today. Does anybody have food with you? So we do. So while we sing, if any of you are willing, if you could go get the food and put it in the basket when you're leaving. Does that sound good? You guys like this task? Great.
No running, though.
Well, if they raise their hands, if they raise their hands, take whatever they give you.
That's right. And the children will walk to you.
Did I say run?
And then what? No, but, you know, I saw them getting ready. It was like, ready, set, go. Yeah. Here we go.
I'd like to invite Brennan forward.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Brennan. I'm part of the Outreach Committee. If you're also part of the Outreach Committee, wave your hand. Okay. And one of the joys of the Outreach Committee is to go out into the community and find organizations that are carrying out the compassionate work that we value here at St. John's, and we bring them in to talk to you and give you an opportunity to share some of your money with the groups so that they can go on and do the good work that they're doing. So today, I'm very thankful to have with me Noam to share with you some of the work of the Coalition for Community Safety. And when he's done, we'll pass the plate. And I encourage everyone to be as generous as they can possibly be. And then remember that if you're writing a check, you can designate that you want 100% of the check to go to the Split the Plate group. If you don't put any designation on there, then the plate will be split 50-50 between St. John's and our guests. So welcome, Noam, and Noam, St. John's.
Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you, Brennan. As Brennan said, my name's Noam. Last name is Barnard. I'm here representing the Coalition for Community Safety today, otherwise known as CCS. We are a community outreach operation. Most of the work that we do is focused on providing resources to our unhoused neighbors and also folks that suffer from substance use disorders. We do obviously come out to events and speak and raise awareness. We also do Narcan classes and a few other things. We're real popular at the Pride Parade in the summer and some stuff like that. Some of the things that we do, some of our programs, as far as our street outreach goes, we do have our free hot lunch once a month, which serves about 200 people. And we've actually coordinated with some other groups in the last few years to be able to provide that service every weekend, year round. So that's pretty exciting. That's kind of our flagship operation. We do what we like to call a mobile harm reduction, where we physically load some supplies into a minivan and literally drive around mobile and drop things off with folks on the street as needed. So that's really impactful as well. And then obviously the classes and community outreach in general. So that's a little bit about what we do. I can rattle off some numbers for you if you're curious. We were born in 2020, kind of out of the social justice movement associated with the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor stuff. Nowadays, we are feeding, as I said, about 200 people a month, including some other outreach. We're several thousand meals every year. We're putting over 5,000 boxes of naloxone on the street every year, 10,000 fentanyl test strips on the street every year. We have a clean syringe program, hygiene products, the whole gamut. So our slogan, we have some pamphlets out in the lobby there. Our slogan is every member of our community deserves safety, dignity, and compassionate care. So that's pretty much what I got for you today. Thank you so much.
Our offering words today are by Reverend Erica Hewitt. The offering that we take each Sunday is not just a stale habit. It's an opportunity to recommit to this place and to this people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something of value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission. St. John's is committed to creating a safe and caring community, working for peace and social justice, and celebrating beliefs that respect freedom of thought. Joetta has envelopes if they need them. Oh, yes. Because it split the plate, if you would like to designate a offering to our partner, Joetta has envelopes she can hand out. You would mark what you would like. Anything else? That's it? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was beautiful. Our reading today is the values of the Unitarian Universalist Association. When I went over the order of service today and I saw I was going to get to share the values with you, I was pretty excited because we've heard of these. Many of us are very familiar with them, but to really have the privilege of taking a moment to really be with, like, who are we and why are we here? As Unitarian Universalists, we covenant congregation to congregation and through our association to support and assist one another in our ministries. We draw from our heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together, and it is the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Inseparable from one another, these shared values are interdependence. We honor the interdependent web of all existence. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We covenant to protect Earth and all beings from exploitation. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We will work to repair harm and damaged relationships. Pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and our commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. Justice. We work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all will thrive. We covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. We support the use of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large. Transformation. We adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect, but forever striving. Generosity. We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, our presence, and our resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of, again, interdependence and mutuality. And equity. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has a right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We covenant together to use our time, wisdom, attention, money, and resources to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities. Thank you.
I invite you now to rise and bow to your spirit as we sing hymn number 300 with heart and mind.
Amen.
sending secret love messages to people. She whispers, "I love you," into her hands and then extends her hands out and sends her message along the invisible string. Sometimes I get asked if I got my message. The idea of the invisible string, which our family got from a children's book by the same name, says we are connected to everyone that we love in a web of strings that we can't see, but can feel when we pay attention to them. It's an idea that we Unitarian Universalists know well. A couple of years ago, our Unitarian Universalist Association discerned new language to illustrate what it is that unites us as a people. People throughout our Unitarian Universalist communities were invited to reflect on who we are and what defines our tradition. And there was one word that kept coming up again and again: love. There were other words that came up repeatedly too, and they were incorporated into our current statement of shared values. Mary Lynn read those for us today, and here are the singular words again: generosity, interdependence, justice, transformation, pluralism, equity, with love at the center. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. The shift to values as the statement of our unified faith wasn't an easy one. As we discuss changes to the language that many of us have identified as the center of our faith for decades, there was a mix of deep feelings across our association. Some of us were delighted and hopeful, some were worried and angry. Many of us experienced a blend of responses. But what I most appreciated about the process was that it invited us into deeper conversations and revealed a common commitment to love that has emerged in our faith tradition. And change is difficult. Even when we agree on something is true, changes can invite conflict as we consider doing things differently than some of us would want or hope for, even as we take risks born of love. But so often the journey itself is worth it. Here at St. John's today, we have an opportunity to consider ourselves in a different way as we contemplate possible changes to our own bylaws. What does it mean to hold love as the center, the point of connection for all that we do? There's a story that sticks with me. A few years ago near Dallas, Texas, a Jewish rabbi was taken hostage. The Dallas area clergy of different faiths had a habit of reaching out to one another in friendship when there was a need. The hostage taker was Muslim, so the local imam volunteered to come by and try to help defuse the situation. A Protestant Christian minister stepped in to talk to the police so the imam could show up. The Catholic Church offered space for everyone, including the police, to gather. When the rabbi's family arrived, they were comforted and cared for by two Pakistani Muslim women who were friends with the family after they met in the interfaith group. The situation resolved well. All of these people were drawn together because their faith didn't create a barrier between them. Instead, it taught them to love one another, even amidst differences. The choice to love is central to any journey of faith. Philosophers and theologians have reflected on it throughout history. I know I've shared parts of David Whyte's poem, Self-Portrait, with you before, but I want to do it here again because I find it so powerful. It doesn't interest me if there is one God or many gods. I want to know if you belong or feel abandoned, if you know despair or can see it in others. I want to know if you are prepared to live in the world with its harsh need to change you. If you can look back with firm eyes saying, "This is where I stand." I want to know if you know how to melt into that fierce heat of living, falling toward the center of your longing. I want to know if you are willing to live day by day with the consequence of love. I want to know if you are willing to live day by day with the consequence of love. I've heard people say that Unitarian Universalism is an empty faith. There's even a joke in The Simpsons about it, where Lisa is offered ice creams of different faiths, and the pastor says, "Oh, here's the Unitarian Universalist ice cream," and she looks in, "But it's empty." And he goes, "Exactly." But even among UUs, it isn't uncommon to say that you can believe anything you want and be a Unitarian Universalist, that there's nothing that holds us together. We even catch ourselves saying it's easy to be UU. But the truth is that it's actually quite a difficult, demanding path. Ours is a religion that calls us to treat others and ourselves with life-changing love. It calls us to own up to our mistakes, our failures to embody love, and to try again. It calls us to consider the challenging ideas of justice and compassion and of the reality that we are interconnected in a web of invisible strings with all life in this world. The Buddhist tradition offers a practice to help people become more aware of that web, to feel those invisible strings. It is sometimes called metta, or loving kindness meditation. How many of you know it? A few of you. So I'd like to invite anyone who is comfortable to try it for just a moment this morning. As you're willing, sit comfortably, closing your eyes or letting your gaze soften. Take a few slow, deep breaths to calm your body and mind. Begin by directing your loving attention toward yourself, speaking your intentions softly. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be free. May I be at ease. Next, bring to mind a person you love. Hold them close in your mind. Notice the invisible string that connects you. And directing your loving attention toward that person, speaking your loving intentions for them. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be at ease. Now bring to mind a person you have neutral feelings for, perhaps a coworker or a neighbor you know of but don't know very well. Perhaps someone here at St. John's that you see on Sundays but haven't really connected with. Hold that person close in your mind. Notice the invisible string that connects you. And directing your loving attention toward that person, speaking your loving intentions for them. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be at ease. Now bring to mind a person you find challenging or have negative feelings toward. Hold that person close in your mind. Notice the invisible string that connects you. and directing your loving attention toward that person, speaking your loving intentions for them. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be at ease. And finally, we will notice the invisible strings that connect us to all of life on an interdependent web. Expand your awareness beyond those you know to those you've never met and may never meet, and directing your loving attention to all beings, speaking your loving intentions for them. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be at ease. When you are ready, take a few more deep breaths and return your attention to this room. Loving kindness meditation is one of the most researched forms. It has been linked to self-compassion, greater empathy for others, and increased pro-social behavior. In other words, it leads people to act because love is a verb. Even seemingly simple acts do make a difference. We often get the idea that the power to transform the world lies in the hands of a few standouts, those who have the time and the energy to devote everything to the work, to lead a movement, to take a headline-grabbing stand. And while the importance of such actions for justice cannot be discounted, the practice of Unitarian Universalism is even more demanding than that. We call ourselves to a radical, life-changing, life-saving, everyday love. This is the love that lives in the everyday actions of extending the hand of friendship, reaching out to offer a hug to a person who needs one, offering food to someone who's hungry, caring for an animal, and even the loving care of your own self, your body and soul. This is where radical transforming acts begin in the moments of connection and relationship we have with all other life on this beautiful, intricate, interdependent web. This is the kind of love illustrated in our story today when the shepherds sought out the one lost sheep. The kind of love we call ourselves to doesn't ask us just to go to a protest once in a while and go home. It asks us to embody this faith that holds the principles of justice and compassion and equity, that honors the relationships humans have with each other and the world. It asks us to hold love at the center in every moment. And in so many ways, it's an impossible task. Along the journey, we will be confronted by our human limitations. There will be times of despair, threats to our siblings in faith against Muslims and Jews in particular, the whirlwind of change with threats to our very lives by gun violence, threats to our democracy, and more. Fear and helplessness can become a heavy load to carry, and we will become tired. And it is when we feel despair, when we wonder if love is enough to transform the world, it is in those moments we reach out to others. It is in coming together to journey alongside others that we can be reminded of what love looks like and the power it carries. And we can be renewed. As Albert Schweitzer says, sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. When we approach our lives with love, we are open to encounters with our own best selves. We offer renewal to others on the path. and we are in turn renewed. As Claire mentioned, on Friday, some of us here from St. John's volunteered together to witness at the Willows Project. The project provides food at a couple of different sites at apartment complexes with large immigrant populations. And it's been going on for some time and is supported by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, which brings in a lot of food. It was a touching and sad experience. As volunteers set up food, I heard several comment about how few people that were there compared to the normal amount. People were making choices between accessing food and possibly being kidnapped by the federal government. Wanda and I went on ice watch with walkie-talkies, not something you expect to need to do at a food distribution site. Volunteers set up a table to help parents set up guardianship paperwork so that if they were taken, their children would have a safe place to go. I was struck by the deep contrast of neighbors helping each other, of giving food to people who might not have enough money to get what they need to survive, and having to defend against the possibility that outsiders from our own federal government would show up seeking to harm them. This faith is not an easy one. It calls us to live the consequence of love, and those consequences can be hard to face. My beloved spiritual companions, may we be a people who hold love at the center, not just a static, passive center around which more important things rotate, capturing our attention. May we hold love as the invisible string that unites all of our values. Blessed be. Amen. All right, I want to invite you to take a few moments to greet your neighbor, and the prompt I have for you today is share a fun fact about yourself, something that might surprise someone. I will give you a fun fact about somebody in this room. My mother is here, so that is something that might surprise someone if you can find her. And we got a song. All right, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. One more. If you can hear me, clap 4 times. That's good enough.
Our closing hymn today will be hymn 131. Love will guide us. Please rise and embody your spirit.
In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Go in peace, go in love, go have some lunch.